Hey everybody, Scott Walters. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. Before we get into today's red hot topic, I'm going to politely ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Please watch to the end for my final thought. Hit the bell icon so you're notified when new videos are released. It is very important to stay close to the channel in these very tricky times. All right, folks, welcome to the channel. It's always an honor and a privilege to be with you. I hope you're all doing great. Buckle up and strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating, no rainbows and sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. And friends, this is going to come down to the psychology of people, the psychology of sales. And let me just tell you, as a trained salesman, somebody who knows how to walk people right into a sale if I want to, this is what's going on, my friends. And you know what I love? I've trained many salespeople, in case anybody cares. This stuff's so crazy, the stuff we talk about. Welcome to anybody that's new. Subscribe right away. There's never been a more important time to get forward thinking, critical thinking, ahead of the curve with like-minded people. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you straight. I'm not going to sugarcoat the biggest artificially created housing bubble ever recorded in the history of the market. No, I can't do that. Haven't done that. Why would I start now? It's clear now what's going on for most people, unless you're watching mainstream media news shows instead of places like this. But as somebody who's trained many salespeople, I've always said you can train anybody how to be a good salesperson, but you can't train somebody how to be a natural salesperson. I didn't know I was a natural salesperson. Somebody had to tell me. I don't know, I'm just in sales doing my thing. I remember being in a lot of sales jobs where they'd hand you scripts, how to handle objections and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no. I remember, have you ever seen, I think it was the Wolf of Wall Street, where he goes into some small brokerage and starts selling penny stocks. And everybody in the room circles around him because this guy is a good salesman. And all these other guys were just, like I said, just maybe script trained salesmen. But you got the one guy, no scripts, killing it. That was me. That was me. And I love sales. One of the things, you guys have met salespeople and you're just like, I like this person. Like, I don't even feel like I'm being sold. That is me. Because you see, here's the thing. I put my customers' needs before my own. Now, I'm in a position right now today where I can clearly do that because I don't rely on commission checks to pay my bills. I own real estate. You know, I got my real estate license just so I didn't have to pay somebody else to do my transactions. A lot of big time investors end up obtaining or get someone on their team to obtain a real estate license to orchestrate their own deals. I'm bringing that to you guys because I want you guys all to win in real estate. But the first thing I have to do as somebody who lived through the 2008 financial crisis and Great Recession is keep you out of the punch bowl by raising awareness, ringing the bell, and sounding the alarm if we find ourselves into a real estate bubble. And there's a lot of agents out there. I see them trying to sugarcoat this one, trying to tell you no crash signs here. Everything looks good. You know, rates are still historically low based on blah, blah, blah averages. Whatever. Get out of here. Give me Scott Walters. Give me somebody that's going to give it to me straight. And I've seen your comments. I've seen a lot of them. I've seen your emails. A lot of you, and I want you guys all to know this. If you need help buying or selling real estate today, email us. We will help you. We have a network of top-rated agents in the world. I see a lot of emails, and it's typically, hey, Scott, I'm ready to buy. Sign me up. As soon as this crash happens, I'm in. And thank you for those emails. But, of course, what I always tell people, monitor your area or the areas that you're shopping in. You have search engines. You can monitor prices. And we're a little ways out, in my opinion, although I understand if you need to get sold, we're here to help you. We're going to get you in the hands of one of our top-rated agents and get you off the market. Or if you're forced to buy, we're going to negotiate the best deal possible today. But you don't have to email to tell me or us or the team in a year from now. Just monitor it when they get close to where you need an agent to go write offers, a good agent, a top agent, a high producer agent. That's when you contact me. You can utilize Scott Walters Real Estate at Gmail if you'd like. Just send them there. Whew. So with that being said, friends, like I said, this is going to come down to the psychology of people, the psychology of sales. And just like a natural salesperson doesn't need to be taught, they just know how to sell. And let me just tell you one thing. There is nobody more valuable than a good salesman. Companies will pay big money for a natural salesman. Believe me. So what I'm seeing right now is I continue to, because as a salesperson that's been around a while and sold many products and services, and now the biggest product or service you'll ever find yourself in, real estate. Insane. Talk about the pressure. You be cool in the face of pressure in a real estate transaction? My agents know that is not easy, man. You never let them see you sweat, right? You got to be the one in control. You're the expert. And we're going to see a lot of agents in worse shape than their clients. Why? Because they drank the Kool-Aid themselves. They didn't practice. They just drank the Kool-Aid. I almost drank the Kool-Aid. In the first lockdowns, I was like, wait a minute. Everybody's buying right now. I almost got caught up in the herd mentality. Well, interest rates are low. I mean, this is a good time to borrow money. Here's the challenge. I'm going to cut to the chase right now, friends. Here's the challenge. Millions and millions, over 10 million people throughout the 2-year span of the Kool-Aid drinking climate went out and bought at the height. And they didn't stop at asking price. They went above and beyond appraised values, waiving inspection contingencies and any contingency they could waive to try to get their offer expected, not even knowing the health of the house. And then they pulled out additional loans to go redo the house because they bought a house they probably wouldn't have looked twice at in a normal market. They've FOMO'd in. And what are we seeing right now, friends? I'll tell you what we're seeing. They no longer own their house. Their house owns them, because if they were forced to market now, there's a good chance they are not going to be able to satisfy the loan on the house, even with their low interest rate. A lot of these people came in with FHA, first-time home buyer programs with minimum 3% down. They are so very exposed. And as runaway inflation continues to deplete their savings account, which they are now supplementing their cost of living with savings, because earnings haven't even come close to keeping up with inflation. What do you think happens in this situation? I've always said this. The federal government created a two-headed monster. We got runaway inflation in a risen interest rate environment. If we don't conquer inflation, it's going to be a slow motion crash to the bottom. If we raise interest rates too fast, it's going to be a race to the bottom very quickly. We're teetering on a razor's edge right now. Most of you understand this. A lot of people have no idea. How do I know that, you ask? I'm about to tell you. In 2008, I was that guy. I bought a house. I didn't come in with a big down payment. I just got into a monthly that I could tolerate based on my income. Then when the income shrank because a recession kicked in, I found myself supplementing my cost of living with savings, and I slowly depleted savings until eventually I was like, this is headed in one direction. I don't like it. I got to offload this thing now. If this is you, really what you need to do is contact an agent. And like I said before, we have them here if needed. You can, if you were happy with your last agent, I mean, you can try them. You need to go ahead and get to market and if you can't satisfy the loan, you got to present the bank with a short sale offer. That is your only way out of this thing, man. I mean, it's just a matter of time. A lot of people are going to suffer from short sales, foreclosures. That's just the way it is in the real estate industry. We've had booms and the busts historically in the industry. We went through a boom. We're now about to go through a bust. It becomes how far will it reach? It's not if anymore. It's purely when, and how deep does it go? That is the million-dollar question. For nobody has a crystal ball. What I can say is anytime a real estate bubble is manifested, it has always 100% of the time popped. Insane, man. I just hate, and again, if you just bought, I'm here for everybody. You guys know that I am here to help people. I am all about people. Like I said, this is the real estate channel, much bigger than real estate. You will win. I always say, I want you to win in real estate. I also want you to win in life. I don't regret going through that 2008 financial crisis and having some sleepless nights and eventually admitting I bought at the top and it's time to let this thing go and acceptance. I don't regret going through that, but I certainly don't want to do it again, because if I did it again expecting a different result, what would that be the definition of? You guessed it, insanity. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. And we saw plenty of people, I know I did, in my industry, the financial industry, so you name it, the entire financial industry drank the stimulus Kool-Aid, thought this would last forever. It was some new normal, whatever the case. Now you got to ask your question, did the federal government do this on purpose or on accident? We'll get out of the problem, and in the solution, the first thing we need to do is buckle up, strap in, and insulate ourselves for what potentially is coming right around the corner. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, somebody who wants to see not only win in real estate, win in life, understanding the biggest real estate bubble ever recorded in history, in world history, the biggest asset class in the world. The U.S. housing market was overstimulated and many people are exposed. It might have a little blowback. Buying outside the bubble for potentially pennies on the dollar will arrive in many areas of the country. Maybe not all, but many. This bubble is going to be a lot different than the last bubble, though. I know a lot of areas of the country at the moment look safe. Contagion is a massive issue in this next bubble because our digital diet is much heavier today than it was in the last bubble. We are all connected to our smartphones. Getting information right in front of us, processing that information is daunting. The amount of information we process today with this processor, our brain, is insane. That's why being a level-headed realist, acknowledging the elephant in the room, expecting the unexpected, not drinking the Kool-Aid, staying centered and surrounded with like-minded people. This is our goal at this channel. This is what we will continue to do. If you appreciate the content, I do want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media links are in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I think you're going to love the next video on your screen at this time. And as always, please go make it count today. I will see you on the next video.